Yeah. I know that Microsoft has made a lot of millionaires, and I might have even went to high school with some of their employees. But my concern is that when starting a business, right, that you have the right software for your business, and if you don't like Excel, you shouldn't use it. I happen to not like it. Now, about around 60% of entrepreneurs start with $10,000 or less. Right. But how many of them have been arrested as many times as I have? Now, I think there's a lawsuit here. Okay, Sheriff? Yeah. You issue protection orders and you used fraud to do that. My sons are going to graduate at 19 years old unless somebody enforces the laws. I want you to give me my sons. Now, 57% of small businesses are supported by personal savings, according to the SBA. Now, this was interesting. Banks gave out 52,100,000 or less business loans. Yes. Now, and then they have microloans, $500 to $50,000, targeting females, low-income veterans, and minority entrepreneurs. But as a majority entrepreneur that's having his civil rights violated, I happen to be a male, yes, Caucasian, right, indigent, yes, heterosexual, non-veteran. Now, let's say I went to go to apply for a loan right now. Oh, why don't you give me those $52 million business loans that were $100,000 or less? Yes. Now, a local credit union, IQ Credit Union, we belong to IQ? Yeah. Why don't you just find out all these business loans that all of these individuals are making to 52 million in 2014 in 1 year? Yeah. Banks gave out 52,100,000 or less business loans. Yeah. Now, it seems like a lot of individuals are getting these business loans. Yeah. But I feel like I'm not able to participate in growing the economy the way that I would like to. Yes. Now, I documented lawsuits, but you're refusing to allow me to use the judicial system. I documented intellectual property, but you won't allow me to participate in the borrowing of those that start businesses. I documented kidnapping and child abduction. Now, let's say there was a big lawsuit in this, maybe one of these $1 billion. Why don't you get me the application for all of the bank business loans for those $100,000 or less business loans? Yes. Everywhere in the United States that had an EIN pouch. Now, I know. I'm telling you that it's against the law to use forgery and fraud to kidnap children. Yes. And you, the sheriff's department, does not believe I can have you put in prison for obstructing my rights as a citizen. Yeah. Now, these credit cards, I told you about those? Yeah. It's tempting to whip out the plastic for everything, but proceed with caution. Mm-mm. If you can't afford to pay the minimum payments on your personal credit card, then you shouldn't put business purchases on them. Yeah. I actually did have a business credit card, and I think I had it with Citi or maybe American Express. Yes. And when we had purchased a house that went into foreclosure in Vancouver, Heidi stuck me with $180,000 worth of debt. Yeah. Now, I documented that when you don't give me any actual notice of hearings for dissolution of marriage, yes, and then you issue a dissolution of marriage that does restrain me from interfering with the petitioner's physical or legal custody of my sons, yes, and then you issue it without any proof of service, and then the court decides to ignore that the mail was returned unclaimed on February 13th of 2013. Yeah. It says so right here was unclaimed. And then you don't give me a dissolution of marriage, and then you keep arresting me. Yes. I'm thinking you should have removed the dissolution of marriage so that I can divorce my wife. Yeah. Now, maybe Judge Rohr doesn't appreciate exactly how many years in prison you can get for this. Yeah. Considering my sons are going to graduate at 19. Yes. I sent you 2,300,000 emails, and you, as a judicial system, decided that you would violate the laws of the United States. Now, I'm in a position, right, where you dismissed this case where you kept me on personal recognizance for a year, 3 months, and approximately 5 days. Yeah. And you said I was incompetent. Oh, I had two businesses. Right. I'm not incompetent and I'm not delusional. Ooch. You left it open so that you can try me for the same case twice. Pooch. And then you're sitting there every fucking day right now, acting like I won't have you put in prison for the rest of your lives for refusing to acknowledge the laws of the United States of America. Now, I know it's difficult to believe this, but when you do not obligate my wife, right, to give me actual notice of trial setting, settlement conference setting hearings. Yes, yes, yes. When I never got a child support worksheet. I never got notice of court hearings. Yes. I never got a sealed confidential report. Yeah. These declaration of mailings, they did not actually go to any mailbox that I had because I was homeless. Ooh. Or did they go to temporary order? I was staying at 1023 Kitchen Dick Road. Did and then the order for child support? Right. And then Brent Basin again, motion hearing. Then you had a hearing, but you didn't have a hearing, and then you did have a hearing, but you had a hearing, but the mail was returned unclaimed. Ouch. And then this residential time summary report and the facts and findings, and then the decree of dissolution, where my wife said that I made all the financial decisions, and you decided to make me pay child support while she kept them in the wrong grades for the last 7.5 years. Yeah. Now, let's say, having had two businesses, I have a pretty good idea how they work. Yep. But I'm going to need to assemble my A team. Oh, could you get me all the accountants, yes, that are available? Now, Intuit and their employees, yes, yes, yes. And then those that are certified public accountants, yep. You'd say I can't sue them for their knowledge of child abduction, kidnapping, and child abuse. But I could sue them for allowing law enforcement to obstruct an American citizen's right to compete in the marketplace. I wanted to start some new international accounting firms for the unaudited results of those that have publicly listed companies. Now, could you get me the annual reports of every publicly listed company on every stock exchange everywhere in the world? Yes. That they have to have a signature of an international certified public accounting firm that doesn't audit their results, but as a condition for listing their stock on any market. Yes. That if it were found liable, that their Arthur Anderson, yeah, there used to be a big four, but now there's like big two. I thought I should start some new accounting firms. Yeah, approximately four of them. Yes. To compete for the business of those that have publicly listed securities on any stock exchange of America. Yeah. New York Stock Exchange? Yes. The NASDAQ. Some of the smaller ones. Oh, somebody's thinking of the shadow. Oh my gosh. Why don't you get me the exchanges where, let's say you had a large block of Microsoft stock and you happen to be William Gates Sr. Yes. You want to sell off a few businesses or a few $1 billion worth of stock without the market knowing about it. Mm. I have read about some of these shadow markets where you arrange for somebody to buy your stock at a specific price. And it really isn't public knowledge because it's a shadow. Yes, it's like a shadow banking system, but it's a shadow stock market. Yes. Why don't we look at all of the stock that has been sold by every member of the Gates family, Bill, Melinda, and William? Oh, and then let's look at, did they sell it on the market and did they report that they were selling that and their options? Yes. Or did they arrange for large amounts of stock to be sold without public knowledge because they didn't have to divulge when they were actually divesting themselves so as to cause a diversified portfolio of securities that was more secure for themselves? Now, I know William Gates Sr. He's the senior there in the Gates family. Somehow I think, yeah, you don't like telling the public when you're selling. I know you don't like telling them that. But I'm going to want to know of all these big stock owners and these big companies that started out as small entrepreneurs. There you go, Junior. Just seeing a little flash of when Bill Gates went to jail when he was a youngster. It seems that William Gates Sr. never really appreciated Bill Gates' success in life as a CEO of a large software company. But I'm gonna want to know, okay, Pooch, why it is. Well, we had a little takeover. Oh my gosh, look at there's an opportunity to introduce new international accounting firms to audit the results of corporations throughout this great nation that I myself could invest in. Yes, knowing the availability of needing to have those.